This
Getting into the
conference
product
will now be
costing,
recorded.
Sorry, one
before
minute. Yeah.
getting into the product costing, what is the pending activities you have other than product costing, material ledger, or at
Yes,
COPA?
material ledger, COPA, product costing.
No, other than that, other than that, material ledger, product costing, and COPA. Except that, what else is not done?
What else is not done? No, see, there are some activities which we'll see during the product costing process. So let's talk about activity type planning. Let's talk about BOM routing, that will come all in the picture in the product costing. But I don't think anything else other than product cost, maybe some planning for profit center accounting, that also we will see during the COPA. So whenever I'll be doing COPA, I will be comparing the COPA with the profit center accounting. So some part of profit center accounting will again get repeated when we'll be discussing about COPA.
Okay, I would like to get a little bit help on the Fiori tiles with the roles. Since it is 1809 is what you're doing it, right? That is what I had an assumption. I need to have that
It is
list.
1909.
Okay, 1909.
Yeah.
And also the CO reporting. Product costing will come. Product costing, material ledger, and COPA will come. Prior to that, what are the reporting tiles that you have? And also the COPA planning. It could be the version planning. I know that you're going to conduct the BPC planning, right? Is that right?
Right.
No.
Yes. I'll be
Maybe
explaining.
if you're covering that, then it is fine in the next session. But
Yes.
this is what I did not see. I need to see that.
Sure. I'll show you. That is not a problem. Okay. So what we were discussing is, yeah. So we are introducing product costing. Okay, what exactly is product costing? Why do we need it? Okay, and what are the benefits these companies will get if they are using product costing module? Okay, so any idea? What do you think? What exactly is product costing?
Product costing helps to determine sales price.
To determine sales price. Okay, so we need product costing to determine sales price. Okay, what else?
Get a variance report based on the product bill of materials, or how the planning is being made, how the costing is being made, whether what kind of a costing, whether it is a standard price or a variance price, and I should ensure that those are associated, how the flow of that takes place. And then I wanted to see the variance report, how the variance report has been calculated, how the adjustment happens to get the the product, and also I need to see the transfer prices. So that is what I have in my mind associated with product costing.
Okay, so to control the price and get the variance report. Okay, what else?
In comparison with the prior product cost with the current product cost and
Okay, why will you do comparison? So what is the purpose of that comparison?
to understand like
You will do the comparison just to control, right? You want to make sure that the price is not going beyond certain point and you are not getting lot of variance in your reports, right? So that is control. But otherwise, one very important thing why we need product costing. First of all, what exactly is product costing? Product costing is divided into two parts. Okay, so when we are saying product costing, number one is what we are going to understand is product cost planning. Okay, and number two is cost object controlling. Okay, what exactly are these two submodules within product costing? Number one, product cost planning means determining the standard cost of the product. Okay, we want to determine what is the standard cost of product. What do you mean by standard cost now? Standard cost means if I want to know, as you said, our idea is we want to know what should be the price at which we sell this particular material. Okay, so in our example, let's say our product is a laptop. Okay, now it is not like the customer will come to you, he will give you the order, okay, and you will be able to tell him the price once the product has been manufactured. Definitely not, right? You need to know the price before you manufacture it. Why do you need to know the price before you manufacture it? You want to know the standard cost before. This is obviously planned price, because if you are doing something before it is manufactured, it is a planned price. So you need to know the planned price before you start the manufacturing. Any company, let's say if you are starting a small business, okay, before you start the manufacturing, you should know what is going to be the cost of my production. Okay, why you need to know is, let's say you started the production, you completed the production, and later on you realized that I was able to manufacture a particular product. Let's say this laptop, you are manufacturing this laptop. Okay, you have not done any product costing for this laptop and you just started manufacturing it. So after the manufacturing, after the product has been completed, you found out the price, the actual price of this material, actual price for manufacturing is 50,000 INR, right? Or maybe if you want in USD, let's say 400 USD. So you found out that in order to manufacture this particular laptop, you made the actual expenses of 400 USD, sorry. So, and then you realized in market, you can easily find similar products at 300, okay, which are obviously available in the market, which are easily available in the market. Everybody is selling this product at the price of 300. Then is there any point in manufacturing this particular product? Okay, so this is called as make versus buy decision. If I am into the manufacturing, okay, and in order to manufacture a particular product, if I need to go for more expenses than the price which is already available in the market, why will I go for manufacturing in that case? I will simply go into the market, buy the material, do my labeling part, and sell the material in the market, right? There are a lot of companies who are doing that. Okay, may not be the finished product, maybe the raw material. So whenever you are planning to, let's say in your laptop, if you are planning to make the screen also, you are planning to make the keyboard also, so you have to verify which material it is taking more cost to manufacture rather than buying it from outside, so that I can buy, I can assemble, and I can sell. So this is also one of the very important thing that is important when you are talking about product cost planning. It helps you to take buy versus make decision, right? Why you need this 400 price in advance is then you will not unnecessarily manufacture this product at the higher price than it is available in the market, right? So many companies, whenever we are talking about the manufacturing company, mainly standard costing is mainly used by the manufacturing companies. So whenever these companies are manufacturing any finished good or semi-finished good, they want to make sure that they know the price in advance so that they can take various decisions. They can take the decisions of make versus buy. They can also take the decisions of whether what should be the price at which we will be able to sell this product in the market. So that is nothing but to determine the sales price of the product, right? So in order to get all this information, companies needs to perform the standard cost of the product. They need to calculate the standard cost of the product. Okay, so that is the first thing. First thing, we need to identify what would be the total planned cost of the product. Now, once we have the planned cost of the product, let's say the planned cost of the product is 400 USD. Okay, and now you will start comparing that whether this price is okay or you want to control this price so that it matches the price which is available in the market, right? You will also try to, once you get this price, you will also try to find out if you should go for make or buy, or you should also what exactly would be the sales price. So this information will help you to determine the sales price and to take the decision, right? Now once this price is available to you, this price will be used for the valuation purpose. Normally whenever we are talking about the finished products and semi-finished products, normally we evaluate the materials at standard price. Maybe even if we have still not discussed, have we discussed this thing, standard price versus moving average price? I don't think so. So we need to discuss this also. What is the standard price and what is the moving average price? So normally for semi-finished goods and finished goods, we go for the standard price. This means all our SFG and FG will be evaluated at the standard price. Okay, which means whenever you are manufacturing anything, by default system will assume the standard price of this material is 400. So even if you are manufacturing the material in 390 USD, this means there is a variance of favorable 10 USD. Why I'm saying favorable? Favorable means you are able to manufacture a product in less cost, which is good for the company. So that is favorable variance. How much is the variance? Variance is 10 USD. Similarly, if you are able to manufacture this cost at 410 USD, then this is a unfavorable variance of 10 USD, which means you are incurring more expenses than it was planned. Planning cost was 400 USD and you are manufacturing at 410 USD. So there will be the unfavorable variance of 10 USD. Okay, so first thing is to determine the price. Second thing is, once you determine the price, you need to evaluate your materials at the standard price. And once you start evaluating your material at the standard price, then you will be able to know the variance. So second point that we have written, to control the price and get the variance report. So why do we need this cost? If you don't have this cost, whenever you are manufacturing, if it is 390 or 410, because you don't have any standard available, you will not be able to know whether it is favorable or unfavorable. You will not be able to know if there is any variance that you need to control, or is it okay if you are manufacturing the product at 410, right? You will never be able to compare with the standard if you don't have the standard price. So these 2-3 things what we discussed, number one is to make the buy versus make decision. Number two is to determine the sales price, and number three is to determine the determine the standard price so that you can control and get the variance report. These are some of the benefits of using product cost planning. Okay, so you do the product cost planning to determine this particular cost. As I told you, the second thing within the product costing is cost object controlling. Now, what exactly do you mean by cost object controlling? When you say cost object controlling, this means when you say cost object controlling, any example can you give me what is cost object in case of product costing? Where do you use this cost object controlling if you heard before?
In cost sheet and the it's actually
cost sheet?
components of the cost, I'm assuming.
No. That components you will be using here in the product cost planning itself. The cost components, the cost sheets, they will be all required whenever you are determining this 400 USD as a standard cost.
Okay.
Right. But apart from those components cost sheet, there is something called as cost object controlling. Any idea what is cost object controlling? What exactly is cost object here? Which cost object are you controlling in case of product costing? Any idea? Anyone heard about this cost object controlling? Okay, let me tell you. These cost objects are production order, sales order, process order, and you can also call it a product cost collector. Okay, what do you mean by this? See, one is you determine the cost of the product. Okay, once you determine the cost of the product, what are you going to do next is you are going to manufacture that particular product. So there are two scenarios, right? Whenever you are selling any particular material, there are two scenarios, MTS and MTO. Can you tell me the difference between MTS and MTO? Have you heard about MTS and MTO?
Make to order.
Yes, MTS is make to, this is, you are correct, make to order.
Make to stock, I think.
Yes, MTS is make to stock. Any idea what is the difference between these two? Make to order and make to stock?
Yes, make to stock is the situation in which you don't have confirmed order to sell the product. However, in MTO, you have order booked by the customer and then you are manufacturing the particular product.
Yes. So MTO, you are 100% correct. You are saying MTO is you start the manufacturing. So manufacturing is started after getting the sales order from customer. Okay, so this is kind of customized product, right? You will only start the manufacturing once the order is confirmed. Okay, you are not going to start manufacturing just to keep the product in the stock. Okay, what can be the example? Let's say you are into the let's talk about the computer and laptop, whatever we are doing currently. So most of the time our computers and laptops, they are in MTS scenario, because we don't order the, normally this is not the case. As a customer, let's assume that you are ordering the product, you are ordering the laptop, and once you order, then it is going into the manufacturing process. Normally this is not done, right? What we normally do is, if you are going to the shops, or maybe if you are going in the mall and we are just asking for, can we get this laptop? So they have the laptop available in their stock, which was already manufactured maybe 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year back. Okay, so they have not manufactured this particular laptop because of our order, because there was no order at that time. Okay, we just went to the outlet and we just asked them, okay, we want this particular material, we want this particular laptop. So this is an example of MTS, where the material is already produced and it is kept in the stock so that a customer will come sometime and he will buy this particular material. This is MTS because you are keeping in the stock. On the other hand, there is MTO. MTO means it is not like customer will come, he will pick the material as immediately. It is like you are going to the particular outlet, okay, and this store person is showing you multiple options and he's saying, okay, whatever you will select, it will take 3 days to deliver that particular product. Why? Because based on your order, we will send this to our factory, and factory will manufacture that particular material and it will be delivered to your home. Take an example of any furniture. Okay, so you go to the furniture outlet, you'll be able to see a lot of furnitures over there, but they are just for the display purpose. You cannot say, okay, this is looking good, please pack it. Normally that doesn't happen, right? So if you are buying the sofa, or maybe if you are buying the bed, so it is just for the demonstration purpose. They will show you, this is a sofa, this is a bed. You finalize one, they will say, okay, give us 15 days, we will deliver this material to your home. We will deliver this bed or sofa to your home. Why exactly it is taking time? Because in this case, it is MTO, make to order. So once you get the order, once you get some amount as an advance, then only you'll start manufacturing that particular material. So that is MTO. So you need to understand MTS and MTO. Now, in both the cases, whenever you are making to stock or you are making to order, in both the cases, in order to manufacture anything in SAP system, which module we need to start the manufacturing process? In SAP, which module is responsible for the manufacturing of the products?
PP?
PP, right? Production planning. So production planning component or module allows to perform the manufacturing activities. Okay, which means irrespective of whether you want to stock the material or you want to make to order, you are making it, right? And in order to make this product, what do we need in SAP system? If you are using the production planning component, PP component, then you need the production order. So you create a production order in SAP. Whenever you want to start any manufacturing of a particular material, you need to create a production order. Now, as soon as you create this production order, okay, you already know the standard cost of this material is 400. Let's say you are creating the production order, and in this production order, there are 10 laptops. So what would be the standard cost of this production order? This complete production order, what should be the planned cost? If I'm manufacturing 10 laptops, standard cost of one laptop is 400. So what will be my total planned cost? It would be 400 USD, 4000 USD, right? Planned cost of this production order will automatically become 4000 USD. How? 10 multiplied by standard cost of 400. Okay, and once this production order has been completed, once this manufacturing of this production order has been completed, 10 laptops are 100% ready to be delivered to the customer. At that time, we will see what is the actual cost. What was the total actual cost which was incurred in order to manufacture this particular laptop? So let's say the total cost was 3980 USD. So in this particular case, we are able to manufacture the cost at the lower price than the plant cost, right? So there is a variance. Obviously, there is a variance of 20 USD, but this is called as favorable variance. Okay, and whatever variance has been calculated, that variance also need to be settled to the material. Okay, later on, you need to settle this 20 also to the material. I'll tell you what exactly I mean by variance, how to settle it, all those things we will talk about. But this is one example of cost object controlling. What is my cost object here? So I told you, where is cost object controlling? I think it went down. Yeah, so maybe I can copy this. This entire process which I shown you, this is for cost object controlling. Okay, so this is an example of cost object is production order in this particular case. Okay, and let's say this is a MTS scenario. This is a MTS scenario because I manufactured 10 laptops, but this was for my stocking, and later on I will be selling this as per the customer's requirement. Similarly, there is one customized version of laptop. Normally I don't do this. Normally I don't stock this material. Normally I don't start the manufacturing of this particular laptop till the time I don't get the order. So one customized version of laptop, this is under MTO scenario. So what will happen in MTO? Definitely, first of all, I need to provide the standard price of the product. So let's say for this particular material, standard price is, because this is customized, it will take more price. So let's say it is 600 USD. So 600 USD is the price of this laptop. Now I will start the manufacturing only when the sales order has been received from the customer. Okay, so customer has given me the sales order. Now, at the time of sales order itself, whenever I'm creating the sales order, system will automatically perform the planned cost of this particular item. So what would be the, let's say the sales order has been received by the customer for 4 quantity. So what will be my total planned price or planned cost for this sales order? As of now, I have still not created any production order. I just created the sales order. Okay, under the MTO scenario, so total planned cost for the sales order would be 4 multiplied by 600, right? 600 is my plant price of particular material per unit, and the order is for 4 units, so equal to 2400. So 2400 will become my total planned cost for the sales order. So in this particular case, you can see the sales order is a cost object. So your cost object can be production order. In first example, I told you the cost object is a production order. In case of MTO scenario, your cost object is a sales order, and there are some other scenarios where you will be using process order and product cost collector as the cost objects. Okay, so we normally divide product costing into two parts. Number one is product cost planning, which is to determine the cost of the product. Number two is cost object controlling, where we try to control the cost object. Cost object can be production order, it can be sales order, it can be process order, or it can be the product cost collector. Okay, we will see all these things practically in the system, but as of now, just have the understanding of these two components of product costing. So any question till now? What exactly is product costing? What is product cost planning? What is cost object controlling?
Vikram, I have a question. When we say standard cost, I understand it's based on the historical data you reach on a conclusion like this is the standard cost. But are there any other cost besides standard costs?
No, see, standard cost can be derived based on multiple different things, but the most commonly used is not the historical cost. If the product you are manufacturing for the first time, then definitely you have to perform some assumptions and all. But if this is a product which you are manufacturing on day-to-day basis, then there is no historical, you are not doing it based on the historical cost. You have to provide the complete information to the system how exactly this product is manufactured. Okay, I'll come to that point. As of now, don't worry about how the product cost is planned. Just understand that product cost planning is all about determining the standard cost of the product. How to determine? That is the next thing that I'll come to.
Yes, but is the standard price only price, or there are many other such price on which such kind of other
No,
operate?
normally when we are talking about the product cost planning, this is only the standard price that we want to determine, only the planned price, no other price as of now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Vikram.
Yes.
Hello. See, Vikram, this is very generic. You're just teaching. I'm looking for very detailed information end to end. All that I'm looking is, sorry if I'm just asking for more details. My expectation was this product costing. Now,
No,
where
but
is
I
the
just
vendor
started.
selection
See,
coming in?
so
No,
there are a lot of
let
things.
me give.
Just 1 minute, Steven. See, just since you are asking, I'm just telling you. The thing is, this is a course which is going to continue for 50 hours. As of now, we have still not reached even the 15 hours, right? Okay. So what is happening is I am teaching one thing, but you are going to the topic which is still there after maybe after 30 hours. So you need to be patient when we are discussing. It is not like we cannot start everything. It is not like one session we are going to complete everything. So see, understand, maybe you are coming from the good background where you have some knowledge. There are other participants who are completely new to the product costing. I know some participants, they don't know anything about product costing. So I cannot explain them vendor selection. They will get confused. They will say, okay, what exactly is happening there?
No,
They will not be able to correlate everything.
I just started. Yeah, I just started asking the question that what is the starting point? What is the ending point? Where is this coming up?
The things will be.
That is what my question is. I'm not saying I'm not running there. I'm just because if you give me this kind of an example, let's say, for example, you have given $400 and there is a actual value is 390 and there is a variances, all those things are there. But when is the variance coming in? What is the, how the variance, how the actual value comes in, and where is the 400 comes and fits in there? That you need to explain, right? I'm not able to understand. There is no problem. There's a new people are there. Point is from where the 400 is coming in. From where
That
the
is
founder is coming in, you should help us understand, right?
Stephen, I'm coming to that point. As of now,
Okay.
have you understood the
If
basic
you're
definition?
coming, that's fine.
See, I don't want to rush to the topics. I just want to make sure that everybody is able to understand that there are two parts in product costing. Now, definitely for next 4-5 sessions, I'm only going to concentrate on the product cost planning. See, when I will be
Because
concentrating on the
this
product
is
cost planning, all this
actually what I'm looking is, if it is a product costing, I should see there is a various department available. Where is that production? Where is the materials purchased? Where is the unit goes into the workshop, and from workshop where it is moved from one location to another location. One is raw materials, finished goods, semi-finished goods, like that, right? So those kind of
exactly all those
pieces
things
is
will
what
be
I was looking in this example. Nothing is there.
Sir, we have not completed the example. Have you completed the session?
Okay, fine. If you got the message, that is perfectly fine.
I
That's all.
got the
That's
message.
what I'm
Again,
looking. Okay.
see, again, I'm not saying that you will be able to see each and everything in today's session itself. All these small topics will be introduced slowly. It is not like a complete dose, okay, complete it. We have to go through one topic at a time, right? Okay, anyways,
Okay.
let's
So
complete this.
can I
Later on,
ask an example? You gave this example, right?
mm-hmm,
You gave this example 400 and 390.
mm-hmm.
As a layman, what should where how do I, from where this 400 is coming and 390 is coming as an
I will come to
example?
that. I'm coming to that.
Hmm,
Have you
okay.
got the idea that there are two parts? See, my question, what I asked you is, have you got the idea that product costing comes under, sorry, there are two topics comes under product costing. I'm just asking you that. I have still not started how to get the planned price. I'm just
Okay.
telling you, got the planned price. How we got, definitely we need to discuss. Not only we need to discuss, we need to see in the system. We need lot of configuration from PP. We need lot of configuration from CO. We need lot of configuration from the other modules. So all those configurations we have to do, and we are going to do that in the system. I'm not going to tell you, okay, this has came from the PP and PP person will do it. I'm not going to do that at all, right? I know there is an integration. You need to know how the values are flowing from PP, how the values are flowing from CO. But definitely we need to have the patience for that. It is not like everything will be done in one
Okay. Do you
single.
have any slide where at one snapshot these are the topics that you're covering under the product costing?
I already shared with you.
Kind of a slide where this is the topic that I will be covering.
Yes. I'll share with you. I think.
Okay. Can you before going into that, if you could show that screen, and then if you cover up these points, that would really help.
I don't have that now, but I'll try to share later on. Maybe after this session, I'll see if I have that list. Okay, so within product cost planning, we are going to determine the standard cost of the product, and in the cost object controlling, we are going to control the cost of the production order, sales order. Control in the sense, although we don't have any control here, but at least at the end of the production order, we'll be able to know how much is a variance. See, why are we calculating this variance? Any idea? Why do we need to calculate this variance? If the cost is 3980, then why do we need to book this 20 separately? We are booking this separately because if our standard cost is 4000 and this production department is actually performing this production order and they are able to manufacture this particular product at 4100, for example. So what is happening is there is a unfavorable variance of 100. There is a unfavorable variance of 100 if they are manufacturing at 4100. So what is the problem? The problem is this is loss to the business. Business has already decided, business has already performed a lot of calculations, and they assumed that the standard cost of this product would be 4000. And based on that standard cost, they already confirmed the customer that we are going to sell you this particular material, let's say for example at 4500. Now, if the gap between, so in this particular case, standard cost is 400. Let me enter it here. So let's say the planned cost was equal to 400. Actual cost of this particular material let's say they came up with 410. Okay, and the sales price, which you already confirmed to the customer, let's assume it is 412. So this company was looking only for 12 profit. Okay, looking at this information, but later on they came to know, no, our production department has incurred more cost. So what they need to do, if they know that there is a deviation of 10, they will speak to the production manager. They will ask him why there is a deviation. Is it a deviation because there is some raw material that you are using is coming for the higher cost, or it is because the activities that you carried out? For example, if you are manufacturing the laptop, you need the assembling, you need to perform the quality activity, you need to perform the packing activity. So is it taking more time than what we planned, right? If we found that particular reason, we will try to reduce it. Okay, and if we found the reason but we know that this cannot be controlled, sometimes it is also possible that earlier we calculated the price as 400, but now the prices of the activities are increased, the prices of the materials are increased. So we know now that it cannot be manufactured at 400, it has to be manufactured at 410 only. So what we need to do in that case is, if you already know the price of the material is not 400 anymore, it has been changed to 410, we have to change the standard price from 400 to 410. Right? So why are we doing that? We are doing that because always we want to make sure that our standard price is updated and there is less deviation, there is less variance. So variance is information to be calculated to control. That is the reason I told you cost object controlling is to control the price of the production order, to control the price of the sales order, so that next time whenever you are producing anything, you want to make sure that it is not going beyond the standard price. Okay, so that is the purpose of cost object controlling. Purpose of cost planning is just to determine the cost. It is not going to do any control. It will just help you in determining the price. It will just tell you, okay, based on whatever information you provided, the price of this material is 400. Okay, now coming to how to determine this particular price. Okay, so for next few sessions, we are only going to concentrate on product cost planning. We are not going to discuss cost object controlling. Once we complete the product cost planning, then we'll come to the cost object controlling. Okay, so let's go into the details of product cost planning. Now, if I ask you the simple question, how are we going to manufacture, or maybe in order to determine standard cost of the product, which is laptop in our case, what information do we need? Can you tell me what is the information that is required in order to manufacture this particular material?
BOM and activity cost.
Okay, you are coming to the technical things, but just start with the layman. We'll come to the BOM and activity cost also. What is BOM?
Raw material prices and
Cost of material.
overheads and administrative expenses and all that.
Yeah, so in short, don't think about the company. Let's assume that you are in charge of manufacturing this laptop. Just think, what are the things that you need? Okay, if I want to do the manufacture the laptop, what I need is, maybe if I'm buying all these things from outside. Okay, so the components that I need is the screen, I need the keyboard, I need the RAM, I need the hard disk, I need the DVD drive. Okay, what else I need? I need the what is that, graphical card. Okay, just for example, whatever things come to your mind. So these are the things which are normally part of the laptop. If you want to manufacture a laptop, there are a lot of other things also. So you need a screen, you need a keyboard, you need a RAM, you need a hard disk, you need to have the DVD drive, you need to have the graphical card, you need to have the processor, which is very important. Okay, so these are some of the things that you need. Okay, now let's say if I given you all these things, if I have provided all this material to you, what is the next activity? So you will say, okay, once I get all these materials, I'll start assembling it. So assembling is one activity. Once the assembling has been completed, we will go for QA. There will be quality team who will be doing the quality testing for this material. And once the quality testing is done, we will be packing this particular material, right? We'll be packing this in the boxes. So these are the different raw materials that we need, and these are the different activities that we need to carry out. So in short, whenever you are going to manufacture a particular product, if you want to determine the cost of this product, the first thing that you need is you need to know what are the material requirements and what are the activities that you need to perform. These are the two very important things that you must know in order to determine the cost of the product with quantity structure. Okay, I'll talk about what is quantity structure and what is not. Don't worry as of now, but just understand these are the two things that we need to know in order to determine the cost of the product. Okay, so how many screens I need? I need one screen. How many keyboards I need? Again, I need only one. So this is the list of materials with the quantity, how much quantity is required. So we need all these materials, 1 unit. Okay, some cables. So let's say there will be 5 cables that we need. Okay, and 5 cables. So this information, what information? This information where we are telling the system which raw material is required and in how much quantity that is required. This is called as bill of material. Okay, nothing but just the layman terms, list of materials with quantity. Okay, list of materials with quantity is nothing but BOM. Who will provide you this information? This information, is it a finance information? Is it a controlling information?
PP, Vikram.
It is a PP information, right? We don't have any control on material. We don't have any control on BOM. Who will be creating BOM? Who will be creating material master? Who will be creating whether the material is raw material or the finished good or the semi-finished good? So this complete information is going to come from PP. PP person or PP consultants, or maybe in case of business, let's not talk about the consultants. In terms of the business users, the users who are responsible for manufacturing, they are going to be responsible for making sure that always the BOM is updated for the finished product. If the BOM itself is not available, if there is no material BOM available in the system, it will be very difficult to identify the standard cost of the price. Or even if the BOM is available, but if it is not complete, so we definitely need 5 cables. But let's say the user forgot to enter this information, then definitely whatever standard cost that we will get, that will not show you the correct price. So it is very important that the updated BOM is always available in the system. Okay, we will see how to create a BOM. We will see how to create the raw materials. But as of now, just remember, in order to determine the standard cost of the laptop, we need the list of raw materials and we need the list of activities that we need to perform. Okay, now this was about BOM. BOM is nothing but list of materials. What exactly is this then? Assembling. I need to perform the assembling. So assembling is the activity, but I need to perform the assembling, and how much time it will take to do the assembling. Okay, let's say there is an assembling department. There is an assembling cost center who is responsible for assembling all these raw materials. So let's say he takes 1 hour to assemble one laptop. If I give all these products to the assembling department, they will take 1 hour to assemble one laptop completely. Then once the assembling has been completed, it will go to the QA department, and QA takes, let's say, 10 minutes. QA takes 10 minutes to do the quality checking of one laptop. And finally, it will go to the packing department. Packing will again take 10 minutes to pack one laptop. right? Why we needed this information? Why are we entering the time here? Because these are not going to do for free. Assembling department will not provide you the assembling activity for free. Assembling department has some cost, right? Whoever is working in the assembling department, the employees who are working in the assembling department, they are getting the salaries. The machines that are being used in the assembling department, there is a cost involved to that. The electricity that you are using, that is also the cost, right? So what you need to know is how much is the cost of assembling, how much is the cost of quality, and how much is the cost of packing. So this information we have to enter somewhere. Okay, so once we get this information, that how much activity is required, how much time it is required, this is called as list of activities is called as routing. What is routing now? Routing means what are the different activities that we need to perform in order to manufacture a particular laptop. Simple. Routing means nothing but list of activities with time. How much time we need to perform which activity, that is nothing but routing. Okay, so now we got the information that, okay, if you want to manufacture this laptop, this is a raw material that we need, and these are the activities that we need. So looking at this information, will I be able to determine the cost of the product only at this information? Is this information enough for me to determine the cost of the product?
No.
No, right? We have the BOM, we have the routing, but we don't know what is the price per raw material and what is the price per unit of activity, right? So second information that we need is we need to know the price of all these raw materials. Am I correct? So I have to, in the SAP system somewhere, I have to maintain these prices. Okay, I have to tell the system that one keyboard cost me how much? One graphical card, what is the total price? Similarly, what is going to be the price of processor? What is going to be the price of the cables? So now let's say if I have this information in the system, so screen one will cost me 100 USD, keyboard will just cost me maybe 5 USD, RAM will cost me again 20 USD, hard disk maybe another 30 USD, DVD drive will cost me maybe another 100 USD. This is just for the reference purpose. Don't go with this thing. Okay, and processor will cost me maybe another 100. So how much it is? It is already more than 400. So we need to reduce something. Let's reduce this to 40. And cables, all 5 cables. Normally we enter the information per cable. So total of 5 cables, I'm writing the total price, which is 10 USD. So let me calculate this. 1, 5, 25, 155, 195, 245, 345, and 355. So total cost of raw material is equal to 355. Am I right? 5, 25, 55, 195, 245. Yes, 355 is my total cost of raw material. Now we need to adjust the price of the as activities so that it fits in the 400, or maybe just forget about 400. We will just enter some price, and whatever is the price that we will assume that is the standard price of the product. So these are our raw material cost. Okay, I'll tell you where exactly we need to enter this information. So we are going to see this. We need to create the raw materials. We need to enter this information so that in the BOM automatically all this information is coming into the picture. Okay, so the total cost of raw material is this much. Now let's talk about the activity prices. In terms of activity prices, I have 3 activities. So I need to perform the assembling, I need to do the quality, and I need to do the packing. Okay, assembling, quality, and packing. Now let's assume assembling department is providing the assembling activity Okay, if you remember yesterday we discussed how to specify the activities. We created the activity types. So we have to create this many number of activity types. Assembling would be one activity type which will be provided by the assembling department. Quality services will be the activity type which is provided by the quality department, and packing is a activity type which will be provided by the packing department. So we need to create 3 cost centers and we need to create 3 activity types. Okay, and we need to specify the price. So what is the price? Let's say assembling for 1 hour will take $25. Okay, quality will take another 10 and remaining 10 will be taken by packing. So overall 355 plus 45 is equal to your total standard cost of the product is 400. So total activity cost again equal to 45. So total standard cost of material is equal to 400 USD. Okay, again it is not very straightforward. I only included those components which are very straightforward. Going forward, whenever we'll be discussing about the scenario, we will keep on complicating this particular scenario. So as of now, we only took 2 components, BOM and routing. So what raw material we need and what activities we need to carry out. But in this one, I can also include the overheads. Okay, overheads are those expenses. Again, I don't want to introduce this terminology now because it will get confused. So overhead is the cost which is not directly allocatable. Okay, so you don't know how much will be the overhead. Okay, and that is the reason what you can say is whatever is the total cost of raw material as well as activity, I want to add another 5% to this as a overhead cost. So 5% of total cost. Okay, that is equal to 20. So 20 would be added as a overhead cost. So this will become 420 USD because we added the overhead of 20 here. Okay, so normally most of the time if you see any particular standard cost of the product, you'll be able to see these 3 components. You'll be having BOM, you'll be having routing, and then you'll be having the overhead cost. This overhead cost will come from cost sheet. So we need to create the cost sheet in the system so that system is automatically able to determine the overhead cost based on the percentage. Normally it is based on the percentage, right? So simple. Again, if I want to determine the cost of the product, what information I need? I need the information of which raw materials are required in how much quantity. So that is what? That is BOM. Also, I need the list of activities that is needed to be performed with the respective hours or minutes. How much time are we going to perform that activity? So that information is entered in the routing. So routing is again part of PP. PP consultants or PP end users are specifying the routing information, which activity is required for how much time. Okay, and you need to have the cost sheet. If you want to apply the overheads, you also need cost sheet in addition to BOM and routing, right? Once you have the BOM and you have the routing, the next thing is you need to know the prices of the raw materials and you need to know the prices of the activities. Okay, so those are the things that we need to provide in the system so that the system is able to calculate the total cost of the product. Is it clear now? Are you clear now how exactly is the product cost going to be determined?
Vikram, I have a question.
Yes.
So this $400, which we say it's a standard cost, so do we consider the administrative expenses and the sales expenses when
That
we?
are part of overheads. So because
Oh,
administrative cost, you cannot allocate how much administrative cost was required for a particular product, right? When we are manufacturing the product, raw material definitely 1:1. We know if I want to manufacture this particular material, I need this many number of raw materials. I need this many number of activities. But administrative cost, other costs which are not allocatable, so it is not very easy to book it into the product. And that is the reason we provide some kind of percentage. It is just the assumption based percentage. So some companies will tell you, okay, let's apply 5% overheads, and some companies will tell you, okay, let's apply 10% overheads.
Okay, Vikram, thank you.
So it is definitely part of the standard cost, but it is not directly provided in the system. It is provided via the costing sheet as a part of overheads. Okay, so in this particular example, don't expect the total cost is 400, it is 420 USD because we additionally applied 5% overheads. Okay, or if you want to keep it as 400, so maybe I need to perform some calculation here. Maybe I will say 5, and now we are left with 20. So no, even this one will not give the correct picture. Okay, forget about that. So total cost is not 400, it is 420 after applying the cost of 5% overheads. Is it clear now? Are you like, see, currently again, you don't need to worry about how the BOM is created, how the routing is created, how the activity types are created, you already know, but how the values will be entered in the activity type. That is something which we are going to see in detail. But as of now, at least if you got the rough idea that in order to determine the cost of the product, I need the BOM, I need the routing, I need the cost sheet. These three things are sufficient as of now. So at least if you are able to correlate what is BOM, what is routing, and what is cost sheet, then we can go to the next thing. Any question till now?
Vikram, in terms of the standard price, right? How is it normally coming? What is the base of that?
No, standard price.
Yeah.
No, that is exactly what we are discussing. So you are saying how the standard price is calculated, right?
Yeah. What is the base of that?
Same thing, whatever we discussed. So let's say you are doing let's say you are manufacturing a new product, completely new product, which you never manufactured earlier. So what you will do is, first of all, you will try to identify what are the material requirements. You will try to identify what are the activities that you are going to perform, and you have to identify from the business how much overheads they want to apply. Once this list is available to you with the prices, then you will be entering all this information in the system. So you will be creating the raw materials, you will be creating the finished product as a material master. You will be creating a BOM.
Sorry, that is right. What I'm asking is, what triggers that? Let's say the screen is $100. Who triggers that? How is that $100 came in?
In the standard price of the material.
Right. From the component is standard price, but who determines? Who gave that $100? How is it coming up?
Okay, so that is the next activity. Number one is you need to identify the price. Now your question is, you identified the price, that the price is 400 USD, but this 400 USD is still, let's say, is still not appearing in the material master. So how exactly are you going to update the price in the material master, right?
No. What I am asking is, there should be a forecasting done, right? Somebody should, the grounding work should have been done, because now I say you came with a price called 420, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is your raw material cost, or whether it is a selling price?
No, this is 420 is a cost price. This is not a selling
Cost
price.
Okay,
yes.
So that is a cost, which is in my inventory, in my balance sheet, I'd be seeing
Right.
420 as an material
Right.
inventory cost, correct?
Right.
Okay, so now if it is, if I just slice it out by screen, keyboard, all those things. Now let's go only to one component, right? Screen as $100. From where did that come from? Whether they did somebody did the forecasting, or somebody, some salespeople here did that, or how did? Because it can change, right, over the year.
Yes.
Because in that, normally the standard price is fixed. It is a fixed. Once in a year they make it, correct?
They fix it, but if the need is, like, if your raw
If there
material
is a need,
prices,
that is a different story.
Yes.
Let's assume that, let's stick on to the meaning of standard price, right? Now, I come with a standard price at the beginning of the year to ensure that my price could be 420. However, to the point of screen, it is $100. Now, is there somebody did that costing to ensure that it is associated to $100, or is it, maybe it could be $80, it could be $90? Why $100? Who gave that, and how did it come? Is that through your experience, just trying to get your brain teased out to ensure
Got it.
that how we just, when we go get the requirement from the
Mhm.
client, we just have to ensure, right, what kind of a questions we place to the client and
Right.
get that information. That's the reason.
Right. No,
Mhm.
so this price, if you are asking how this price came into the picture, so what do you
Right.
think? Maybe before I answer, what do you
As an
think?
accountant, if I am an accountant, what I do is every accounting department has a forecasting. Every 3 months they do it, or a monthly forecasting. So they
No,
come
but
up with a kind of a phase. Sorry.
no, accounting, why will they do the forecasting of the raw material? Raw material is not in the
No.
department
The
of
previous
accounting, right?
year's forecasting they do due to the historical informations. Their financial statement says my material cost for that screen in my previous year is $90. Due to the market trend, market change, they put a bump up some 10% or something, finally land up with the rate, the forecasting becomes the planned value, and they put $100 there. And
Okay.
next year, when they do a 2020 planning, they put $100 just because that is a standard price. Now I'm not going to go with 98, 80 or something.
Right.
My standard price is 100.
Do
Now,
you
Vikrant, is
think
it
this kind of,
MM team who can do this? The material prices and all that?
yes, I'll come to that. But see, whatever example you gave, Steven, do you think that is a trustable or reliable price if you're doing the forecasting? Is it reliable?
yes, that is because this is not reliable, right? Standard is not a reliable cost. That itself, we know very well that it is a planned value, right?
No.
It's
See,
not an actual price.
you are saying the accounting department will take the price of the last year for the screen. Let's say it was
Right.
80. And
Yes.
then he will perform some calculations based on how much inflation, what are the other things, and then he will
Correct.
forecast.
Yes.
But instead of that,
Mhm.
if I ask you the simple thing, let's don't go into the details. You purchased one material last year. Let's say you purchased a laptop last year, okay, at maybe 400 USD. Okay, this year, if you go for purchasing of laptop, what is the better option? Calculate 400 multiplied by the inflation rate, which is coming as 420, or directly ask a vendor what is the price.
Vendor will not be there. They could be a different vendor selection, right?
No,
Now,
even if
historic.
there are different vendors, there will be, see, normally, even if you have multiple vendors, you are going to have one fixed vendor, okay, one preferred vendor. And normally when we are talking about the costing, we take the value from that preferred vendor. So there is something called as purchase info record in MM, where you maintain the combination of vendor and material, that this vendor provides us this material at this price, right? So normally this information, 90% of the time, this information comes from the purchase info record.
But if it is for purchase info record, who's providing the values to that is what I'm asking.
That is
Because I
MM.
was in one of the client, but she's a manufacturing company. I was not a product costing consultant at that point of time, but we had a lot of issues, whether we need to go with the standard price or whether weighted average or LIFO, FIFO. So those methods, right? So now
Right.
we arrived at a standard price. Now, why I should arrive at the standard price? Based on the market trends that might change, correct? So now the question I'm asking, through your experience, right, again, it's a kind of not only the learning curve, I'm also trying to get some help on that aspect as well. Through your past experience that you would have worked, I'm asking in that aspect, how do they determine? Is it through coming from the previous historical informations, or whether through forecasting, or where is that info type from the material? You said material. What material? What was the other?
Purchase info record.
Purchasing. How would they get? Because purchasing is purchasing, right? They don't have any financial information. They should be seeking the help from finance, right?
No, it is other way around. See, costing is what you are doing the costing based on the market value, right? And who will provide you the value? Simple. See, uh, again, I'm telling you the same thing. If you want to understand this well, think from the, let's assume that you are a person who is doing this costing. Let's don't go to the accounting department, purchasing department. Let's say you are doing it for your own. Now, if you want to determine the cost of something, you will definitely ask a vendor how much is the cost for this material, because I'm planning to manufacture a product where my raw material is screen. Can you tell me at what price you'll be providing me the screen? Right?
He
So
will give an
normally,
assumed value. He will give an assumed value. He will
no,
not give
he
an
will give
exact
the
value.
fixed value. He will give the quotation. Why he will give the assumed value? If you go to the market today, if to buy something, he will not give the assumption value. He will give the real value. How much is the cost of that material, right?
That is if I have a full agreed contract.
Even if I don't have contract, nobody will give the
Because
assumed value.
let's say I
You are
go
asking.
back to my cheese manufacturing company, right? What they do is they have various farmers. They do manufacture in India, they manufacture in US, they manufacture all those things. Now, when they buy a milk, they buy from local vendors as well as reputed vendors, in order for them to have a costing right price. There, let's say as an example, Costco as an example, right? Their assumption is they wanted to give a lowest possible price. Now, if it is $1, they would be more than happy. If I give $50, they wanted to go with 50 cents. So now the point is, the product costing comes into that picture. I can give as what is the competitive price that I can give, that I can sell it out to the customer.
Okay, let me show
what vendor is giving me. What vendor can give me hundreds of quotes, but what is the price that I'm going to put as a standard price? And then variance is an actual, anything that changes, right?
Okay, yeah, let me show you one thing. So the prices are determined from here. Okay, so if you go to quantity structure, no, sorry, valuation variant. So this is where the material prices comes from. This is a material valuation. This is raw material valuation, and this is activity type valuation. So whenever we are going to perform the costing, whenever we are going to do the costing of the finished product, all the raw materials will be planned according to this price. Okay, so I'll give you one example. So first of all, what I need to do is I need to create this screen as a raw material, right?
Material, not raw material, material. I should have this as a material in my MM01, right?
Exactly. In MM01, it asks you what kind of material. So I'm saying it is raw material.
Okay.
So whenever you go for MM01, the first thing it asks you is, it is a raw material, is it a semi-finished, or is it finished? Right? So you'll create this as a material. And whenever you are creating this particular as a material, then all those fields, plant price, all these prices which you can see, plant price, standard price, moving average price, that will become open. Okay. So the plant price normally comes from the PIR, purchase info record. Let me show you what is PIR. So if I go to ME11 or ME13, if there is anything already maintained, I have to select if there is anything already available. Now I think it is very difficult to find in this way. Info record F4. Let's see if there is anything. Yeah, we have some. Okay, so if you see this one, yeah, so you can see there is a combination of vendor and material, which means this vendor can provide us this material at whatever conditions. Okay, so if I go to the conditions tab, this is where I'll be.
For that?
ME13 is to display, ME11 is to create.
13, right? And is it changed? This transaction is changed?
No,
because
it is
vendor it should come through a business partner now.
This is not vendor. This is purchase info record.
No, the vendor you have, right? Their second tab.
Vendor and material. This is a combination of vendor and material. So this vendor will be created in business partner, but this material needs to be created in MM01, and this is a combination.
Okay.
So this is where maybe I need to change this in the display mode. It is not allowing me to change that particular value. So this is a transaction which will allow you to enter the price here. You can enter the amount that this vendor provides us this material at this price. Okay, and one of the vendor, even if you have 500 vendors for the same material, one of the vendor normally what they do is they will tick on this indicator, regular supplier or fixed vendor. Okay, so what does it mean is this is a preferred vendor. So whatever is the price available in this particular purchase info record, this price is considered when you do the costing. So the raw material will be costed at the price which is mentioned in the purchase info record. Okay, this is one way. Second way is if you already purchased this material previously. Okay, this is purchase info record is used normally when you are purchasing the product for the first time. But if you already purchased this product, there is already, let's say, some inventory in the, you must be having already some inventory of that particular raw material, right? So if you go to MM03, you will be able to see the moving average price of that particular product, right? So the actual price at which the material was purchased, right? So before I start the manufacturing, if I already have RAM, if I already have hard disk, I don't need to go to the external vendor to get the price because the stock is already available with me and I know what is the price of that material in my stock.
So what you're trying to say is from the product costing finance point of view, you expect that all the material cost has been updated well in advance. That is the prerequisite.
Definitely. If the material prices are not updated, then it will show you zero cost.
Material cost. Then
if
when,
I don't do this cost, let me show you one example. Maybe not here, but I will show you in another server where I already configured all these things.
okay.
So just give me a minute.
Because while you're picking up, one of the client that I was working was they had the catalog. It's a fashion design client. They had a catalog that consists of all the list of prices. Then we started doing the material product costing for that.
Okay.
Is that like the catalog kind of a thing is available? Is what you're trying to say in BOM, which consists of a bill of material, consists of all the prices.
Okay, let me show you one thing. Okay. See, this is a transaction that we normally use to calculate the standard cost of the product, CK11N.
Okay.
Okay. This we will be also seeing once we have the material available. So I'm showing you for one material where I have done all the configuration. Okay, so there is one material called as bike.
Okay.
Okay, so in my last batch, I took the example of the automotive company. So this is bike for plant MA01. Okay, this is a plant and the costing variant I'm using standard one, which is PPC1. Okay, so if I press enter now, within bike there are some components required and there are some activities required, right? So you can see system is able to calculate the cost. There is a red mark, means there is some error. Okay, we will try to see what exactly is the error, but you can see these are the components. I have engine, I have body, I have tires, I have seats and tank.
So those are the materials, right?
Those are the raw materials.
For materials, correct?
Yeah. So now if you see,
and where is the engine cost?
The cost 20,000. 20,000 is the cost of engine. Can you see this? 20,000 is the cost of engine.
Which is automatically deriving for you?
It is automatically deriving in case of this particular screen when I'm doing the cost calculation. But if you go to this material master, if you go to MM03, because this particular engine is already available in my stock. So if the material is already available in your stock, there is no question of getting the values from outside. You will obviously use the material which is already available in your stock.
This is master data, right?
No, master data has the information of costing. Yes, definitely. Master data has the accounting view, right?
Yeah.
Accounting and costing, both the views are available here. So if I go to accounting 1 for plant MA01, see, this is the price, standard price.
That came, okay. Okay, somebody has maintained that in the materials management is what you're saying.
Yes, there has to be see, depending upon what price you are using. So in this particular case, the moving average price is also 20,000 and standard price is also 20,000, right? So this 20,000 came from what? This 20,000 came from the
Plant value,
purchase
which is
info record.
already in the bill of material something, right?
No. Purchase info record. ME13. If I go for
I see.
this info record and if I see for engine, is there any material field here? No. Purchasing organization, I will use MA01. And for material engine, if you go to conditions, PP00. Okay, can you see this? This information is once we get the quotation from the vendor. If you don't have the stock at that time, once we get the quotation from the vendor, this information needs to be entered here. And this is done by MM. This is done by the purchasing team. So whenever we are doing the costing, that is the reason I told you this costing module is relevant for multiple different modules. It will pick the information from different modules. Okay, so again, normally when we want to do the controlling, if we just understand costing, that is enough. But the thing is, if you're only understanding costing, then this type of questions will always be there in mind. What exactly is done in MM? Why my cost is not getting calculated? Something wrong in MM. So you will keep on arguing with MM and telling him that you have done something wrong. That is the reason it is not working. But if you know all these things, how exactly these are linked to each other, you can easily go in the MM transactions also and try to find out what exactly is wrong. Rather than anything is wrong, you will be able to tell him this is wrong. So that is the reason we need to understand from the MM and PP point of view also what are the master data requirements. So in this particular case, when we are taking the example of laptop or desktop, we will try to do all these things in the system. Okay, so although it is logistics, it will take 1 or 2 sessions extra, but that should be done because otherwise there will be always a confusion in our mind. What is coming from PP and what is coming from MM, how it is integrated to CU.
Right. That is the problem I have.
Right.
Before getting out, can you give me the T code for this, if you don't mind?
It is ME13.
ME13?
Yes.
Okay.
ME13 to display, ME11 to maintain, ME12 to change.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. So any question now on the? Just give me a minute. How do I? Okay, let me close this. This is already done. And let's go to our server. Yeah, any question on the understanding of what is product costing, what is product cost planning, and what is cost object controlling? Okay, just the understanding. I'm not expecting you to tell me the end-to-end thing in cost object controlling because we have still not discussed it. Just understand cost object controlling takes care of the cost objects. So under the product costing, the cost objects are a production order, sales order, then you have a product cost collector and process order. These are the 4 important cost objects which are used in the product costing module. Okay, clear on this? I think the server is up now. I'm able to log in into the server also. Yes, this is our own server itself. Okay, so what do we need now is we need to set up all these things in the system. We need to create some raw materials. Okay, if I go with the same example, I need to create one FG, finished product, right? Let's do it quickly. At least we will be done with this. And then from the next session, we will understand the costing. So in order to create the raw material, we are normally using transaction MM01. In the real-time project, we don't need to touch this. This will be done completely by your MM or not even MM consultant. It will be done by the end user who is responsible to create a material. Okay, so whenever you create a material, system will ask you 2 things. Industry sector, which is irrelevant. You can select anything. It is not relevant to anywhere in the costing. Material type is very important. Okay, so here you need to tell the system whether your material is a raw material, or it is a finished good, or is it trading good, or is SFG. Okay, so if you are going for the raw material, or maybe first one, let's create it for the laptop. So for laptop, I will use finished product, which is FERT. Finished product is FERT. Okay, sometimes when you are practicing on the server, you may not be able to see these codes. You are only able to see the description. So this is not only for this particular screen. Any screen, if you are not able to see this code, you can just click on this customize layout options. Okay, in this one, visualization 1, under interactive design, keyboard setting, visualization 1, tick on these 2 indicators. Okay, if these 2 indicators are not ticked, what will happen is you will be only able to see the description without the code. Okay, and you will get confused. What should I select for the finished product? Luckily here there is only one finished product, but let's say if someone has copied it, created his own with the same name, then you will get confused which one I should select, right? So go to the customizing layout options, visualization 1, tick on this as well as this. This will sort. Okay, this will show you the code, but this will also show you the according to the alphabetical order. Okay, so FERT, press enter. System will ask you what information you want to enter. So I want to enter the basic data, 1, 2. Obviously, we are going to get a lot of errors, so I don't think we'll be able to complete this today because from the point of view, we are not done the configuration till now. So let's see the error and we will solve the error in the next session. So I want to maintain the information of basic data. I don't want to go for the sales because this is a finished product. So definitely I need the sales also. For raw materials, I don't need sales information because raw materials we are not going to sell actually. We are only going to consume internally. We are going to use it for our manufacturing process. Okay, so whatever relevant things, normally we don't go for purchasing in case of finished product because we are going to manufacture it. So for manufacturing, we need MRP 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe 1 is enough. And then general plant data, storage location data would be required in order to store that material. Accounting will be required for valuation purpose. Costing will come automatically when we perform the CK11N. So even if you're not maintaining, it is fine. Just click on OK and provide your information like for which plant, for which storage location, for which sales organization you are creating all these things. So plant is, have we created a plant? I don't think so. So that is the reason I told you we need to do a lot of settings from PP, MM, then only we'll be able to see the costing. Okay, we don't have the plant. ABCS is not created as a plant. Okay, so let's maybe close here today. We at least got the idea of what exactly is product costing. In our next session, it would be mainly the configuration related to MM and PP. And if we get time, then we will see one simple scenario of how to calculate the standard cost of the product.
Vikram, is it okay you make 2 scenarios, one for raw materials as well as another one for finished goods?
Yes,
Like this?
We need multiple, not only one.
Okay.
We need this many number of raw materials. We will use 2 finished products, one for laptop, one for desktop, and we will need at least this many number of raw materials to be created.
Yeah,
right? Because this will be required.
Just to see the inventory piece, right? The balance sheet piece before sale, and during the delivery, just to then we take up the finished.
Right. Yes, we'll do that.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions before we close?
Thank you, Vikram.
Thank you. I'll share both the recordings maybe by today evening so that you can go through this, and please go through at least not only at least, because yesterday we also discussed activity type, which will be also used in product costing. So please make sure that before we go for the next session,
you are done with all the practice, whatever we discussed in today's session and yesterday's session. So today, although there was no practice, but just try to understand the concepts very well so that you are able to correlate the things in the next session. And yesterday's point of view, just try to create 1 or 2 activity types, 1 or 2 statistical key figures, and just execute the distribution cycle.
Sure, Vikram.
Okay, then, thank you all. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Thank you all.